There are places on this earth where the doors are locked, the windows are barred, and the truth is buried deep. Governments deny their existence. Scientists whisper about them in secret. And those who get too close often disappear. Today, we reveal the top 15 forbidden places you're not allowed to visit, and the terrifying reasons why. 1. North Sentinel Island, India. This island is home to the last uncontacted tribe on Earth. The Sentinelese have attacked every outsider who's come near, including fishermen who strayed too close and a missionary who illegally landed in 2018. His body was never recovered. This isn't just off-limits, it's a kill zone. The Sentinelese tribe has lived here since the Ice Age, and their message is clear: stay back or die. They've rejected the modern world for 60,000 years. In 2006, 2 fishermen drifted ashore. Their bodies were left as warnings on pikes. In 2018, missionary John Chow's last diary entry: God, they're coming with spears. The Indian government bans visits to protect them and to protect us from diseases we've long forgotten. Biological time capsule. Their DNA could hold cures for modern diseases or unleash ancient plagues. Why it's forbidden. Deadly hostility. Tribespeople attack on sight. Legal ban. The Indian government enforces a 3-mile exclusion zone, including the Indian Navy blockade, patrols with shoot-on-sight orders. This place is also a UNESCO red list. Violators face international sanctions. And then the biological risk. No immunity to modern viruses. 2. Vatican Secret Archives, Vatican City. Behind these doors lie 53 miles of shelving filled with secrets, including unpublished Gospels, trial records of the Knights Templar, and possibly proof of extraterrestrial contact. Here lies the real Da Vinci Code, the untold history of humanity, curated by the Church for millennia. Less than 1% of these documents have been released. The rest? Only the Pope and his closest advisors know what's hidden here. Here are some of the leaked documents. The Wasteland Diabolus, 14th century reports of sky demons in France. Galileo's original trial transcripts, with his alleged torture confession. The Third Secret of Fatima, a suppressed apocalyptic prophecy. Why it's forbidden. Religious control. The Church decides what history we see. Also, it could collapse religions if revealed. Political bombshells could destabilize nations if revealed. Blackmail potential. Royal bloodline scandals. Access restricted. Only 200 scholars a year are allowed in. Access hierarchy. Only 3 living cardinals have full clearance. 3. Chernobyl's Red Forest, Ukraine. In 1986, this forest turned blood red from radiation, then died overnight. Today, it's the most radioactive place on Earth. According to scientists, if you spend 30 minutes here, you'll die within weeks. The soil is so toxic, even robots break down trying to study it. This is where radiation broke physics. Trees glow at night. Rain triggers chain reactions. And the soil is technically alive. Some of the terrors here are: the Walking Dead effect. Radiation mutates fungi that now feast on gamma rays. Robot graveyard. Soviet bots melted trying to reach the core. Russian soldiers, in 2022, dug trenches here and fled vomiting blood. Why it's forbidden. Instant death risk, lethal doses in minutes. Wild mutations, wolves with 2 heads, glowing plants. Instant DNA damage, 1 hour equals 5 years of cancer. Military testing? Rumors of Russian experiments. 4. Room 39, North Korea. This is the economic warfare hub of North Korea. Room 39 funds the regime through drug trafficking, counterfeiting $100 bills, and hacking Western banks. They allegedly processed cocaine shipments to China. If you're caught stealing, they execute your entire family. Kim Jong-un calls it a revolutionary accounting. Why it's forbidden. State secrets, anyone who enters disappears. Global crime nexus, funds nuclear weapons. No records, even spies can't infiltrate. 5. The Internet Bunker, Sweden. Buried 100 feet underground, this bunker stores backups of the entire Internet. If World War III begins, this is where governments will reboot civilization. According to a cybersecurity expert, they've got Wikipedia, Google's core data, and even Bitcoin's blockchain. But try visiting? You'll trigger silent alarms in 17 countries. When the apocalypse comes, this mountain will reboot civilization. Inside the bunker are Wikipedia's backups, Google's core AI, and enough crypto keys to control the post-war economy. Here are the survival blueprint. 30-year food stores for 500 essential personnel. Quantum encryption, unhackable even by future tech. The kill switch can disconnect entire nations. Why it's forbidden. Digital doomsday vault, too critical to risk exposure, single point of failure for the web. Digital colonialism, who controls it, controls history. No oversight, funded by shadow tech conglomerates. Hostile forces, Russia to China would target it first. No public records, location is a state secret. Number 6. Area 51-foot S dark hangars, Nevada, USA. Beyond these fences in the Nevada desert lies the most infamous secret on Earth, the real Area 51. Not the tourist trap near Rachel, Nevada, but the classified annex known only as Homey Airport on military charts. Why it's forbidden. Aircraft graveyard, where the SR-71 successor is rumored to be stored. Non-lethal defense systems, microwave arrays that can induce cardiac arrest at 500 yards. 2019 raid proof, when 2 million Facebook users stormed it, the base deployed sonic weapons never seen before. According to a former security contractor, we had protocols for things that weren't human. I signed 17 NDAs just about Hangar 18's floor drains. 7. Poveglia Island, Italy. In Venice's lagoon, this island was built on bones. Over 100,000 plague victims were burned here in the 14th century, their ashes mixed into the mortar. But the horror didn't end with the Black Death. Why it's forbidden. Soil composition, 60% calcium from human remains, UNESCO tested. Last Doctor's fate, 1968, he jumped from the asylum bell tower, screaming, "They're inside me." Modern bans, Italian Coast Guard patrols with thermal scopes after anomalous heat signatures. According to an investigator, our EMF spiked to 12.6 milligauss, Then the recorder captured children laughing in 14th century Venetian dialect. 8. Mezgori, Russia. This is Russia's closed nuclear city, home to the Satan II missile system. No roads lead here. No births or deaths are recorded. 20,000 people vanish behind these walls, and the world pretends they don't exist. Why it's forbidden? Dead hand system, automated nukes launch if Moscow falls. 2017 radiation leak, spy satellites detected ruthenium-106 plumes, Russia still denies. The replacements, defectors claim clones of key officers are kept on site. In a former missile technician's interview, he said, "We called the control room the tomb, because once you enter, you're already dead to the outside world." 9. Surtsey, Iceland. Born from a 1963 volcanic eruption, this island is Earth's clean room, where scientists watch life evolve from nothing. But there's a catch: you are the contaminant. Why it's forbidden? NASA's Mars lab tests how life might survive on other planets. The forbidden species, A. lichen here, produces Compound X, cancer's cure or bioweapons. Legal quarantine, €15,000 fine for stepping ashore. A microbiologist, through a hazmat suit said, "We found microbes eating volcanic glass and mutating faster than Darwin predicted." 10. ISE Grand Shrine, Japan. Rebuilt every 20 years since 690 AD, this shrine holds the Yata no Kagami, the Emperor's divine mirror, said to reflect the soul of Japan itself. No outsider has ever seen it and lived to describe it. Why it's forbidden? Shinto's holiest site, entry requires imperial bloodline. The 1945 incident, a US spy plane photographing it crashed mysteriously. Guarded by Yamabushi, warrior monks trained in ninjutsu. According to a scholar, they say the mirror shows what Japan truly is, and that truth would shatter the modern world. 11. Mount Weather, Virginia, USA. When DC falls, this is where the government relocates. 5,000 elites can survive here for 30 years, while the surface burns. Why it's forbidden? Shadow Government HQ, where FEMA's real powers activate. 9/11 mystery, helicopters ferried unidentified officials here that morning. The Nightmare Drill, 1984 exercise simulated killing 400,000 refugees at the gates. According to an anonymous Senate aide recording, they train with clone dummies of current leaders, just in case. 12. Heard Island, Australia. This Antarctic outpost is radioactive, volcanic, and classified, because what's happening to its wildlife should be impossible. Why it's forbidden? CIA weather station monitors climate warfare experiments. The glowing colony, 80% of penguins here now have strontium-90 in their bones. 2021 accident, Australian commandos forcibly evacuated researchers. Note, the ice cores, they contain nanostructures not from this Earth. 13. Snake Island, Brazil. Brazil quarantined this island not to protect you, but to protect the snakes. Because their venom holds a blood pressure medication worth $30,000 per gram. Why it's forbidden? One bite equals 7% body liquefied, victims bleed from their eyeballs. Pirate gold curse, rumored to guard Inca treasure. Big Pharma wars, 2001, a research team vanished after discovering synthetic alternatives. A herpetologist's last recording. They're learning our traps. Christ, they're in the boat. 14. Diego Garcia, Indian Ocean. The US-UK stole this atoll in the 1970s, forcibly exiling its people. Now, it's a floating black site where waterboarding is the least of the horrors. Why it's forbidden? Rendition Central, where terror suspects disappear forever. Undersea nuke depot, houses Trident D5 missiles. The 2026 leak, detainees reported screaming from the ocean floor. Note, evidence suggests experimental pressure chambers. 15. Douglas Proving Ground, Utah, USA. Here, the military weaponizes sound itself, turning your nervous system into a puppet. There's what's known as voice of God tech, beams that make you hear commands in your skull. Why it's forbidden? Sonic torture causes permanent schizophrenia. 200+ veteran lawsuits for brain lesions from training exercises. The Moscow signal, sane tech allegedly used on US diplomats in Russia. Neurologists warning, this doesn't just control thoughts, it erases the ability to have them. These places remind us that the world is still wild. Governments still lie. And some doors are locked for reasons darker than we can imagine. Smash like, share and subscribe for more. We're digging deep in one of these next month. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss it.